Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Catherine and today we're going to be talking about going through a breakup as a practicing Catholic. So I am currently going through a breakup right now. Unfortunately, I ended a relationship a few weeks ago and I'm still really upset about it, but it is okay to be not okay. And we are going to go through the ways to make it a little bit better. All right, so here are my best 5 tips for getting over a breakup. I should give a disclaimer. I am 28 years old. This was not my first breakup. Hopefully it was my last, but we shall see what God has in store. So tip number 1, renounce, renounce, renounce. Okay, you guys, there is a reason why at Easter we renounce Satan and all his evil works. Unfortunately, we are not entitled to anything. We don't own anything. What you need to do is to give your ex back to Jesus and Mary, all right? Even if you did get married to this person, they could have died on the honeymoon. You were never guaranteed a wonderful, happy life with this person. You were never guaranteed anything. So this prayer I actually found a few years ago on the internet has really, really helped me with my breakups, which is just, Jesus, I have feelings for so-and-so that are not leading to holy matrimony. I ask you to bless him, but I hereby renounce all romantic feeling I have for him. And I open myself up to meeting my future spouse. I will have that in the description below. Save that prayer, bring it when you go to adoration, pray it before the Blessed Sacrament, pray it after Mass, pray it anytime you're feeling upset about your ex. This is a very helpful prayer that has helped me out a lot. And it's hard. I know how hard it is to renounce love for someone you love and to maybe have that little voice in the back of your head like, oh, we might get back together. This prayer will help you. And let's say you do get back together in 10 years or what have you, whatever the circumstances is, God will not let you miss your husband. Pray this prayer to help you start the process. Tip number 2. So this one sounds pretty obvious, but sadly, I need to be reminded of it. Everybody needs to be reminded of it. Go no contact, you guys. Do not message him, do not email him, and remove him or her. There might be men watching this too. Remove them from all social media. What good comes from being friends with your ex on social media? Maybe you think, oh, it's a maturity thing. I can live my life and see my ex happy and I don't have to worry about anything. No, there is no reason to be friends with your ex on social media. Maybe if you share a child together or you're friends with the friends or you work with them. I have never been in one of those situations. I'm sorry, I'm not able to give advice on that except to try and get rid of as much contact with them as possible. Do not speak to them. Do not call them. Do not text them. I went through a breakup that went on for way too long because I was still texting my ex every few weeks and he was still texting me. It was terrible. It was toxic. Do not do that. But instead, delete them off social media. Guys, okay, eventually they're gonna get into another relationship and they're probably gonna post pictures and it's gonna make you feel terrible, all right? Even if you're happy in a relationship, why do you need to see that your ex is happy in a relationship? Why do you need to see your ex having kids? Why do you see your ex getting married? All this stuff, that's not gonna make you feel good. No good can come from being friends with your ex on social media. I understand sometimes it can make you feel a little bit powerful, you know, for your ex to be watching your Instagram or Snap stories like, ooh, they still have a vested interest in me, or maybe they still like me, maybe they regret their decision. I understand that that gives you a little sense of power, but it really doesn't mean anything. They might have clicked on it by accident. They might have clicked on it so you will think about them by looking for it and give them a little sense of power. There's no reason for it, guys. Delete them off social media. Don't talk to them. Pretend that they're dead. This goes back to the giving them back to Jesus and Mary. Pretend that they're dead. This is a death. They're gone. They're gone. Tip number 3, dive into your prayer life. I can tell you the last several weeks since I broke up with my ex, I have been so on fire for the love of God. I have been reading more. I have been praying more. I have been so recommitted to my prayer life because let's face it, God will never leave me. Like I said, you are not entitled to anything in this world, but you know who will never leave you? Jesus, Mary, Joseph. Read a book on a saint. Do one of the 33 Days to Morning Glory, Merciful Love, Saint Joseph, any of those consecrations. Dedicate yourself to praying the rosary every day for a month. Do these things so your mind isn't wandering as much. You're focusing on those books. You're focusing on the rosary. Super helpful is Novenas. Our Lady Undoer of Knots. I'll link a description in the below for praying more novenas. Our Lady Undoer of Knots. We all have knots. Whether or not we're going through a breakup or not, Our Lady will help you undo them. So highly recommend diving into your prayer life. And something that really helps me personally is journaling. This is my Jesus journal. I need to get a new one soon. And I love this because I treat it like a diary. I write down how I'm feeling during a breakup. Every single day I try and write something in there. It doesn't necessarily have to be about religion or anything. Just write in there and put your feelings down, because you can look back on this in a year and be like, why was I so upset about that? Or you can look back and just think, wow, I was a month away from something really good happening. Just always remember to hold on, and God will fulfill the needs of your heart, because it's a rough ride out there. I'm not kidding. I'm not gonna lie. It's also very helpful to journal if you are in a relationship, because maybe you'll look back and think, I was so happy in that relationship, what went wrong? And then you'll look back and think, oh, wait a minute, I wrote in my diary we had 3 giant fights in a row. Okay, maybe I wasn't as happy as I thought I was. So definitely, please, you guys, journal. This is great because you're not gonna sugarcoat yourself. You are just gonna be raw and honest with yourself, and you will thank yourself later. Tip number 4, I think it is perfectly fine if you wanna go to an event, a party, whatever, and you wanna flirt a little bit, you wanna make yourself feel good, get all nice dressed up, get all dolled up, put on your makeup, that's totally fine. But you guys, don't go back on the dating apps right away. I'm not saying you gotta wait 3 months. I'm not saying you gotta wait a year. I'm not saying you have to wait, what that dumb thing, the half the time you're in a relationship. Who came up with that number? No, you guys, wait as long as you need to, but don't go back on the dating apps right away. I can tell you, I have made the mistake of going on the dating apps very soon after a breakup. And I would go on some dates that were so bad, but I just went on these dates just to have something to do. And it hurts more because you're missing your ex and you just want them back, and it's just gonna be terrible. Don't go on a date unless you're prepared for it to be bad, okay? Don't set yourself up for failure. Do a girl date instead. I've never used it, but I've heard of Bumble BFF is fantastic. Things like that, that's totally fine if you wanna reach out to a woman that you haven't spoken to before and go out with her and hang out with her. But don't go on a date unless you're prepared to have a bad date and not cry about your ex afterwards. I understand dating can be helpful to help you get over your ex, but be very, very careful about jumping into those dating apps right away. My 5th and final tip is to dive into friendship. I am so blessed with the absolute most amazing friends on the face of the earth, and they've all been through breakups before. Luckily, most of my friends are older, more mature, and they can handle it. I understand sometimes you're gonna reach out to friends and they're gonna say stupid things like, oh, but we never liked him anyway, or was he really gonna get you into heaven? Oh, like you shouldn't be sad. You shouldn't be sad. Why are you sad? Those people, they're immature. Who can just sit there and listen. That's what you need right now, is just someone to listen. I literally called my friend the other night and said, hey, I just need to vent. Please don't give me any advice. She said, I have no advice to give you. I said, that's great, because all I need for you is just to listen right now. Make sure you're reaching out to those friends and be self-aware and say, hey, I'm having a pity party for myself right now. Can I just talk it out? Your friends will be receptive to that because they've all been through it before. Another thing to keep in mind, your social life will suffer after going through a breakup. Unfortunately, I do not go out as much as I did when I was in a relationship, just because I always had someone to do something with, or I had my friends. Now I just have my friends, and that's totally okay. I have more time to read and devote myself to prayer. But I now go out of the way to make plans with friends that maybe I haven't seen in a while, maybe friends I've thought, oh, they could be a good friend, but I'm too busy to reach out right now. And I've been working harder on my young adult group and trying to make it better. I run a young adult group at my local parish, and that's something that I'm throwing myself into to make new friends, to help other people make friends, and to grow closer to God. I'm not saying you have to go out and join a local young adult group, or that you have to start one if your parish doesn't have one. I have also made friends through dance classes at a dance studio. You can even make friends. I know I showed my notebook earlier. I got the Jesus journal that's all nice and leather and has the nice quotes and psalms in it and everything. And then this is the journal I've been writing down all my YouTube stuff in. It's Pokemon. Yes, I am a Pokemon fan. I have made friends just walking around my neighborhood playing Pokemon Go. People still play that. So find your niche, find something that you're involved in, something you'd like to get involved in, and you can make friends. And that's why I recommend, if you can, try and find those people who are also unmarried, because let's face it, married people, they're married, they have kids, they're saving money, blah, blah, blah. They're not as easy to be friends with, especially after a breakup. So please, you guys, Don't get discouraged if they say no. They might have other responsibilities, or they might be a jerk, or they might just not be interested. That's totally fine, because if one person's not interested, I'm sure you can find 2 others that are. You just gotta look for them. The bonus tip, it's okay to be sad. Oh, my brownies are done, hang on. I was making brownies. It's okay to be sad and make brownies. That's what I do when I'm sad, is I bake a lot. So yeah, I was a little bit sad when I was creating this YouTube video. You like to bake, go ahead and bake. That is awesome. If you like to cook, go ahead and cook. That is awesome. If you like to go for walks, that is great too. And this too shall pass. It's so hard. I know it sucks. Like, I am still very upset. I'm still crying over it. It's okay. Jesus will heal your wounds. Here's the finished product. It's a brownie cookie, a brookie, if you will. I was gonna take a bite out of it, but I just practiced that for on camera. Did not look attractive at all, so I will leave that up to your imagination. I'll see you guys next week. Bye.